You do not need to go into debt to start a successful small business. This is how. Hello and welcome to Practical Personal Finance, where you get the information you need to understand and succeed with money. Today, I'm going to give you 5 steps to starting your very own small business for the incredibly low price of $0. Now that's what I call a deal. And make sure you stick around until the very end when I'll give you one last tip that will save you some major headaches along the way. Let's start things off with step number 1. Brainstorm and decide what type of business you would like to start. I believe your business idea should be rooted in 2 things. First, it's got to address a need that exists in the marketplace. Your business needs to solve a problem or fill a void in people's lives. For example, let's say you decide to start a dog walking business. Well, you're going to have plenty of potential customers because there are plenty of people who have dogs that need walking. But if you, for some reason, decide to start an alligator walking business, you're not going to have any potential customers because people don't have pet alligators. Second, it needs to be something you actually enjoy. Would you start a dog walking business if you didn't like dogs? A catering business if you didn't like cooking? A landscaping business if you didn't like spending time outside? Of course not. Just like a regular job, it's important that you like working in your business. If you don't, you're never going to be happy and you're never going to feel successful. When considering different business ideas, think about what skills you already possess, what your strengths are, and what resources you have access to. When I started my first business in video production, I had the skills and access to the equipment I needed because I was attending film school. I used what I had in order to get the business going. Then, as time went on, I was able to reinvest some of my profits back into the business and purchase new equipment and educational courses. Once you've settled on a business idea, step 2 is to select and develop an understanding of the legal structure for your business. Small businesses generally exist in one of 2 forms from a legal perspective: sole proprietorships and LLCs. A sole proprietorship is the default option when you go into business for yourself. You don't need to do much of anything to go into business as a sole proprietor. There are no forms to fill out or fees to pay, which is a beautiful thing if you're trying to start a business with no money at all. But the downside is that if you're operating as a sole proprietor, there is no dividing line between your personal assets and your business liabilities. So if someone filed a lawsuit against your business, things like your car, your home, and your personal bank account could be on the line. In the litigious world we live in, that's no bueno. Option 2 is to make your small business a limited liability company, or LLC. You'll need to register with your state by filling out some forms and paying a small fee every year to keep it active. But the protection that an LLC offers is well worth the trouble and the cost. If someone filed a lawsuit against your business now, your personal assets are not at risk. They cannot be touched. And that is a beautiful thing for your peace of mind. If you have a few bucks to spare, I'd highly recommend registering your business as an LLC. It's not a requirement, especially if you're just starting out and want to test the waters before investing some of your hard-earned cash. But if you decide you're serious about your business, and especially if you have some assets to protect, it's a no-brainer. Before I move on, if you're finding this video useful so far and you've learned something new, do me a favor and click that like button down below. Doing so signals to YouTube that this content is valuable and it helps more people just like you find it. And while you're at it, show your support for my channel and click that red subscribe button too. Thanks. Alright, this next step is absolutely critical. Step 3 is opening up a business bank account. It is very important that your business money and your personal money stay separate. And the best way to do that is with a completely separate bank account, just for your business. Whenever you earn money in your business, you deposit it directly into this business account. Whenever you have business expenses you need to pay for, you pay them from this business account. And whenever you have some profits left over and want to pay yourself, you write a check from this business account and make it payable to you. Where can you open one of these business bank accounts? Well, most brick and mortar banks do have business accounts available, but they tend to have a monthly fee attached to them. And because this is a video about starting a small business with no money, that's not going to fly. So go online and check out what the credit union scene is like in your area. There's a good chance that at least one of them will offer business or commercial accounts. And there's a good chance that if they do, it'll be completely free. But wait, before you head over to the credit union to open your account, you'll need something called an Employer Identification Number, or EIN, from the IRS. This is like if your business had its own social security number. Getting an EIN is easy, fast, and best of all, free. All it takes is a simple online application on the IRS website and you'll be good to go. Link to the application is down below. Step 4 is to come up with the different products or services you're going to offer and what your pricing will be. This step is a little bit subjective because not only does it depend on what you're bringing to the marketplace and where you're located, but also how much you value your time. Something I've always struggled with as a small business owner myself is how much my time is worth. It's tough to decide what to bill a customer or client because I try to equate the amount I charge to what I would consider to be a reasonable salary for myself. And that just doesn't work because it never accounts for the time I spend sending emails, answering phone calls, writing estimates, creating invoices, and designing systems and workflows to make everything run smoothly. So what I find to be the best practice is to talk to other people in a similar business, but maybe in a different area, and ask them how they set their prices. Let them know you're just starting out with the same type of business and looking for help with pricing. You can also scope out your competitors by visiting their websites to see what services they offer and maybe even get an idea of their prices if they share those publicly. Internet forums like Reddit can also be a great resource for these types of questions and topics. Don't be afraid to eliminate certain products or services that don't sell, and listen up when your customers ask if you also offer XYZ. That's a golden phrase because it tells you what else you might be able to include in your offerings. And when it comes to pricing, I think it's important to stand firm when asked for a discount. If you've done your research and your prices are in line with or slightly below the market rates, offering discounts is a bad idea. You'll wind up with clients and customers you don't like dealing with who don't value your time, products, and services as much as they should. If a customer insists on receiving a discount without legitimate justification, let them take their business elsewhere. Simple as that. Now that your prices are all set, all that's left is step 5. Find your first customer. It's time to get the word out and connect with someone who needs what you provide. This step is all about marketing. There are tons of ways to effectively market your new business. It's really tempting to start spending money on postcards, flyers, Facebook ads, and sponsorships. But I would strongly caution you against using any of those strategies, especially at this early stage. Why? Because you don't need to. And also because this is a video about starting a small business with no money. So assuming you're not going to spend anything on marketing just yet, your first customer is going to come from word of mouth. And that's great news, because word of mouth is the single best kind of marketing there is. Here's how it's going to work. You put the word out to everyone you can that you're officially in business. Your friends, your family members, your coworkers, people you know from church, and even the guy in front of you in line at the grocery store. Talk about your business. What are you offering to the world? Who are you trying to help? Why are you starting this business? If you keep telling more and more people about what you're doing, eventually one of them, or someone they know, will hire you and become your very first customer. If you want to get the word out to an even broader audience, take advantage of free options first, like Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace. I started my first business and got my first dozen customers by posting on Craigslist. It's free and it works. If you have a few nickels to rub together, check out local business networking groups. These organizations host events for local business owners to meet and mingle with each other over breakfast, lunch, or drinks. In general, the cost to attend one of these networking events will range from $10 to $50, and you might meet your next customer there. Or better yet, a new strategic partner, someone with a related business who can refer their clients to you when the need arises. Before I wrap it up, I want to talk about one last topic that will save you from one of the major headaches a lot of new business owners face: taxes. The biggest difference between owning your own business and working as an employee for someone else's business is that you're now responsible for paying your own tax bill. And if you neglect your taxes, you'll wind up with a huge tax liability at the end of the year. My first year in business, I decided not to worry about my taxes throughout the year and to just take care of them the following January. Well, I wound up with an $8,000 tax bill and spent the next 3 months saving up to pay it by April 15th. Ouch. Here's how to avoid the same mistake I made. Every month, take 25% of your profits from that month and stash them in a separate business savings account. This money is for your taxes. Every 3 months, take all the money in that separate account and pay it to the IRS. This is called a quarterly estimated tax payment, and I plan to make another video on this specific topic in the future. If you're interested in that one, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it. Do you have any questions about starting a small business? Leave a comment down below. I'm here to help you out. If you'd like to learn more about how to file your taxes as a small business owner, click right here. And if you'd like to show your support for my channel, click right here to subscribe. As always, thanks for watching. I'm Andrew Shear, and I'll see you next time.